Greetings. This is Atma Bodha. This segment is about upgrading to the next level of the human. But first of all, what is it to be human? Normal humans have ups and downs. It's natural. You have family attachments, family commitments, work commitments. You need to make money to survive, to have a family, or not have a family. But the point is that for most people, you have good days, you've got bad days, you have ups and downs, right? You have some tragedy that can happen, some trouble, some disagreements, some disharmonies. For many people, life is not an extraordinary experience. For most people, in fact, maybe to live a, quote, normal, unquote, life is to be average. And maybe you feel like you don't have anything very special about you. And what I'm doing here with these podcasts is proving to you how special you are and trying to help you get to a better place. But first of all, you'd have to believe that it's possible to get to a better place. So let's say, for example, you don't see yourself as so special and you feel like you're pretty normal. Wouldn't it be great if inside of you there's a deeper, hidden identity buried inside you that you just don't know about because you've been trapped in your mind through different distractions? These modern days have so many distractions, don't they? You've got computer games, you've got internet, you've got videos and movies and books and friends and nightlife and social life and so many things, right? And all of these things are trying to get you to focus away from what's inside and out into the outside. So you're having this external focus. And having this external focus is what makes you forget yourself. There's much, much more inside of you. And that is something you may not believe yet, and that's fine. But that's something that you don't want to be wrong about, right? If there is something inside of you that is much, much greater than how you see yourself right now, wouldn't it be great if you can actually become that person? That authentic, sincere you deep inside your heart? Well, I talked a bit about normal humans, right? The normal person has ups and downs in life, and that's kind of what's expected, right? Nobody's expected to be perfect. Nobody's expected to have a perfect life. Everybody's, part of being human is to have flaws, and everybody knows that, right? Of course. In fact, even an enlightened person has flaws. What kind of flaws could that be? Well, there's when you have an internal focus, sometimes you can neglect some external things, right? For example, some people who are inspired, they might forget where their keys were or something silly like that, But the point is let me just explain to you a little bit about me, because I do consider myself to be enlightened. And I say that unironically, unsarcastically. And I know that's a very bold claim to make, to say, oh, I'm enlightened. And that will actually draw a lot of scorn and a lot of negativity. It's like, well, who are you to think that you're enlightened? You're not so special. Well, let me explain to you, let me define to you what enlightenment means. From my perspective, basically all it means is that you never experience fear, you never experience doubt, you never feel anxious or have anxiety. In fact, you don't even feel desire. Now, that's a big word right there, desire. It's misunderstood. I mean, in terms of external desires. In other words, if you feel hungry, that's a biological impulse. That's not a desire, okay? So a desire would be like you do something because you feel incomplete. If you don't do that, that would be an example of desire. Now, you might ask, well, if you don't have any desires, then how do you do anything in the world? And that's a good question, because a lot of, for most people, you don't have a distinguishing feeling between what is desire and what is something else, because maybe desire is so a part of your life that you don't know anything different, and that's fine. But there are other motivations that you can have besides desire. One motivation is love. You can do things because you love it, right? If you love to play tennis, you can go, I'm going to go play tennis. I love the sport tennis. And you feel like, a warm glow inside of you about that idea. Or maybe you love to paint or to be creative. That, is a different feeling from desire, okay? Whereas, let's say, for example, the other motivation besides desire and love is inspiration. Inspiration is something that you can experience through your mind region. Okay, you can have an inspiration, which like it could be an idea, right? I'm just inspired with this amazing idea. Let's build a chain of restaurants and call it McDonald's. Ray Kroc was inspired with an idea, right? Inspiration is a big motivator. It's more powerful than desire. It's also more powerful than your beliefs, which is a whole other topic. But the point is that a typical day for me is I would wake up in the morning, and just even being in bed, I feel inspired and I feel love. And throughout the entire day, I feel inspired and blissful in my mind, and I feel love in my heart. And I don't have bad days. Every day is like that. Every moment is like that. Every second of every minute is a experience of inspiration and love for me. I'm very grateful about that. Okay, and I'm not saying that to boast. I'm not saying that to cause any kind of resentment, because this is what I want for everybody. And the reason why I'm telling you what my daily life experience is because it's important to me that people know it's possible. Because if people don't even think it's possible, then obviously there's not going to be more, you're obviously not going to get to this place if you don't think it's possible. So it's good first to have an ideal to strive for. So what did I just say? I said, I don't experience fear. I don't experience doubt. I don't experience anxiety. And I don't experience desire. And instead, I feel love and I feel inspiration all the time. And it's great experience. I still feel empathy. That's the thing. With empathy, I can still feel other people's negative emotions. So if somebody else feels down, I can experience their emotion. And that's a strength. But that's how you can be helpful, actually, to people, is when you can feel love and inspiration, and you can also feel what somebody else feels. That's a method that you can use to inspire others, right? And to help heal others. So I've just kind of explained to me what enlightenment is. Now, part of that is resilience, because lots of people can feel happy, but then something else can happen and boom, now you're sad again. And that's where people get the ups and downs, is because they don't have that inner resilience to be able to be strong and to stay true to yourself and to your positivity and to the truth that you experience and to the love that you experience, and to have that within you all the time. And I've only been able to be this way for about 18 months. And it took me like 30 years to get here. Okay. This is not an overnight thing. I mean, yes, in the end, it kind of happened overnight. It happened finally. Okay. I'll tell you a brief story of how it happened. Okay. First of all, throughout my life, I've had experiences, spiritual experiences through meditation. I've experienced, pure tranquility. I've experienced, like the tingling and blissful experience coming from the crown of my head in the past. But about 18 months ago, the spring of 2020, I was focused my mind to a pinpoint and was also focused on breathing in purity, breathing out purity, and focusing on the corners of the breath, which is between the inhale and the exhale, and between the exhale and the inhale, and the brief pauses between there. And for me, what happened was it's like heaven opened up above me, and this waterfall of truth just immersed my mind, and my mind was absorbed in this bliss and this ecstasy. And ever since that happened, I've been in a continuous state of bliss. In fact, it's deepened and has gotten stronger. And that's why I feel the strength also to put these messages out there to help other people like yourself to be able to get here, or to get to a similar place. And I believe that you can do that through expanding your beliefs and getting rid of self-limiting beliefs and allowing this ultimate reality, this universal truth, this objective truth, this primordial truth, this absolute truth enter your life, because it is completely benevolent, it's friendly, it's good, it's not asking you to sacrifice anything. You can live in symbiosis with it because your mind is designed to attach itself to truth. But let's think about that for a moment. What is life like after you become enlightened? There's an old expression: before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. What does that mean? That means that you still need to engage in the world. You still need to do things. But the difference is you're a heck of a lot happier and inspired, and your life is just so much richer, and you don't feel, you feel almost invincible, like you have this superpower inside of you and nothing can stop you. And you feel like you can accomplish every goal that you set out to accomplish. And you get this way by the power of this one living truth. This greater force is what powers you and unlocks these mysteries in your consciousness that you didn't even realize were there before. Remember in the beginning of this podcast, this segment, I mentioned about within you, you have a hidden you, a secret you, a hidden identity, a deeper identity inside of you. And I'm convinced that everybody has this deeper identity. And because of this complicated world that we live in today with so many distractions, people stare at their phones more than they engage with other people in real life. And because of this external focus, there's a deeper you that has become neglected. And through this one living truth, that can help activate you. It can help get you into that deeper place and reveal to you who you really are. Because you really are someone much, much more sacred and special than you believe yourself to be. Why am I doing this? You can ask. It's like, why? Why are you doing it? If you already are enlightened, like you say, and you're so happy, why do you feel the need to make these podcasts, you might ask? And that's a very good question. And the answer to that is, the more enlightened you are, or the more of a master you become, the more you realize that that same awesomeness is in everybody else. And you also realize that the world becomes a much more fun and exciting place to be the more empowered individuals there are out there. Okay, so the more people that I can inspire, and the more people that, or it doesn't even matter if I inspire, I'm not even trying to take personal credit here, but the more people who can wake up and get to a more empowered place, it's better for everybody. It certainly is better for me. It's like being early to a party, okay? Let's say you are enlightened right now. Well, if you're enlightened right now, you're going to look around and you're going to say, well, why am I the only one enlightened? It's like, it's kind of, yeah, it's great. Being enlightened is great, but you know what's even more great than being enlightened? Having more unenlightened people around you, okay? That's what's better than being one enlightened person. It's better to be like 10, 20, 1,000, like let's get more of us out there. And so that's what motivates me. I want there to be more people to arrive, because once there are more people to arrive, that's going to also solve a lot of the problems of the world, right? A lot of unenlightened leadership right now. Wouldn't it be great to have some enlightened leaders for a change? People who actually do things for others as a service, as opposed to, self-serving leaders. Like many of the leaders that there are today, they're self-serving, right? Well, public service is not supposed to be about public self-serving. Public service is supposed to be about serving society and serving the world. But anyway, that's a whole other point. So again, just to conclude here, because we're running out of time, the title of this segment is about upgrading yourself to the next level of human. So the point is that you don't have to have ups and downs in life, but diversity is a wonderful thing. If you don't feel ready to get to a place where you're happy all the time and you feel love all the time and you feel inspired all the time, if you don't feel ready for that, you don't have to do that. That's fine. That's the beauty of the diverse world that we live in. You can live however you want to live. It's your choice. And if you want to upgrade yourself to the next level of human, the next step is to focus on what beliefs that you might have within yourself that are limiting your reality. Because how this works is you have thoughts, but stronger than thoughts are beliefs. Stronger than belief is inspiration. And the source of all inspiration is the ultimate objective truth. And all roads eventually lead to truth. The sooner you find truth for you, the better and more amazing your life will be. This is Atma Bodha signing off. Until next time, bye-bye.